25 years old. I'm trying to calculate if you were even alive during this episode. So, Encounter at Farpoint, the very first episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I was alive.
Like what, 2?
No, I was a couple months old.
No, it's awesome.
It launched in 87.
It did. I watched that live. Anyway, they introduced a bit of technology that no one ever thought was going to be existent, and that's called the holodeck. It's this great immersive experience. You walk in, you can create your fantasies in real life and interact with them. Well, Microsoft, the new giant of gaming with their Xbox and the Kinect and all that good crap, has taken steps toward has submitted a patent to create a peripheral display, basically the first steps towards a holodeck.
Ooh,
now, what they say it's going to do is, even when focused on the display, the user may perceive architectural and decorative features of the room the display is in via the user's peripheral vision. Such features are typically out of context with respect to the displayed image, muting the entertainment potential for the media experience. Further, because some entertainment experiences engage the user's situational awareness, for example, in experiences like the video game scenario described earlier in the thing, when you're in a room and there's snipers behind boxes and the boxes are to the left and right of you, in a normal first-person shooter, you can't see them because you can only see what is directly in front of you. You can't see what is slightly off to the left and right. Well, with the new peripheral display, you will be able to see that, and you'll be able to interact with that peripheral display.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. That's like that the new Goggle 3D system that they have going on. I forget what it's called now, but yeah, they're starting to introduce the peripheral there too.
Except you won't need the goggles. It'll actually use the Kinect system to broadcast that display in the room that you're in.
That's awesome. That's incredibly
really
cool,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, I'm going through all of these scenarios about creating a completely white space room just for this, so that nothing interferes with my display.
Everyone's gonna have that in their house now.
My super nerd room. That's what it'll be. And screw a man cave. I'm getting a nerd room.
Nerd room, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, let's go play video games in your nerd room. All right, let's go.
Got your bat lift ready? Oh.
All right, well, it's time to die harder again. 20th Century Fox releases the first full-length trailer of A Good Day to Die Hard, the 5th installment of the franchise that stars Bruce Willis as the bane of both terrorists and property insurance adjusters. This time around, after having exhausted all his action possibilities stateside, John McClane finds himself a fish out of water in Moscow. There will be guns, there will be terrorists, and there will be Bruce Willis. Dad, try not to make an even bigger mess of things, not you, Dad, warns his daughter, Lucy, played by Mary Elizabeth Winston, as she drops him off at the airport. Judging from the more than 1 minute of explosions, bullets, and punches that fly during the 90-second trailer, he's not a very good listener. Directed by John Moore, A Good Day to Die Hard opens on Valentine's Day 2013.
That's going to be awesome.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Right? I don't know. I still haven't seen the other one, though, with Justin Long.
You haven't seen that one?
No, I'm still...
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
I was so worried. I love the first three.
It was
the first
good.
three.
It wasn't
great.
It wasn't like it wasn't a bad movie. I mean, it's not the original Die Hard, but it was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
I know. I need to watch it. I've heard really good things, and I just have yet to do it now. So
yeah,
I have no excuse.
No excuses. All right, so I have one last article for you. Everyone, all nerds the world over may weep now. You must go into mourning immediately.
No, what happened?
The famous, world-famous nerd television network, G4,
yes,
is rebranding itself.
Oh,
and as such is canceling two of its longest-running shows, X-Play and Attack of the Show.
That's a shame. Attack of the Show.
Yeah,
I think I had read something about that before.
Attack of the Show has been one of the most it mainstreams nerdism. That's what it's been doing since 2005, and they're talking about canceling it towards the end of next year. They're rebranding G4 to be something a little bit closer to GQ magazine.
Yes, that's what I had read. I thought that was just a horrible. That's just a slap in the face to all geeks.
No.
They won't last.
Hopefully Spike will pick up Attack of the Show. That would be awesome if they did that.
Incredibly cool.
Yeah, because I could watch like 4 episodes of 1,000 Ways to Die and then Attack of the Show, and I'd be great.
It'd be perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Okay, well, Psychology of the Dark Side. Dr. Adrienne Lemendia, a clinical psychologist, often connects geekery to science. She explored the motivations of characters like Batman, Batgirl, and the Penguin, and has spoken on panels about superhero psychology at conventions such as San Diego Comic-Con. In a recent article titled The Dark Side, Why We Must Join, she takes a deeper look into Darth Vader. She examines his path from his childhood as a slave to his transformation to a Sith Lord to his ultimate redemption, and she emphasizes that we all have a little bit of a dark side in us. One point she discusses is how the mask in anonymity Anakin gains as Vader helped him to blur the line between right and wrong. And this is from her article. Hidden by his cybernetic parts in his armor, fully developed Commander Vader perpetuates some of the most terrifying and violent acts: warfare, torture, assisted genocide. His mask and helmet may actually facilitate his evil doing. Some of the most famous and widely cited psychologist studies comes from work that shows that mask wearing disinhibits typical restrained behavior. Makes sense to me.
That's anybody driving a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it is.
Jekyll
What-
and Hyde.
But what I really want to know is what is her take on the dark side of the Schwartz? That's what
Dark
I
side of
want
the
to
Schwartz,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This means nothing. We all know everything there is to know about Star Wars. We want to know about the Schwartz now.
Yes.
They don't
Bring-
they don't ever really mention the dark side of the Schwartz, do they?
Well, no, just
little
when
bit. He just delivers the one line, doesn't he?
he does just deliver the one line. We're talking about Spaceballs for those of you who don't know. Habla.
Yes. If you haven't seen Spaceballs,
You're a bad nerd.
yes,
You're a
dear God,
That's a
dear
great,
God, go
oh,
out and
that's
find
awesome.
it right now.
That's a great movie.
Ugh.
Okay, coolest prop ever. A team of 6 Star Wars fans are taking on an amazingly cool project. They're building a life-size replica of the Millennium Falcon. Founder and project leader Chris Lee just decided he wanted to make the ultimate prop. That's not completely crazy. It's not like he's trying to fly it into outer space or anything. One key part of creating a giant ship is figuring out where it's going to reside, when it's going to be complete. Lee says he has an 88-acre tract of land and will be cleared of trees before he builds. He hopes to show it up on Google Earth. That's how big it's going to be. He's also building a shop and a storage facility so the ship can be permanently covered when it's done. He's using plans from the Star Wars Blueprints DK Ultimate Collection to base his figures on, and he estimates his ship will be 114 feet long.
It's gonna be awesome.
Right? Based on the website, the project has been going since 2007, and he figures it'll take 5 to 7 years. Though he's made a lot of progress with the cockpit and the valve gun, I think he's going to add some time to that estimate.
Yeah, I believe so. Right, at 114 feet. Holy cow! And to make a covered building for it.
Well,
It's like the arc of the nerdism.
Right.
That's what it is.
it'll be one of those things you drive across country, the ball of yarn, the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. What? Well, what?
No,
what-
that's going to be like the destination, not the in 3 exits. Visit the Millennium Falcon.
The Millennium
Yeah.
Falcon.
See
everyone will
it
know where
in
it
5
is.
miles.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw some of the pictures from the article, and it looks authentic. It looks really,
I haven't
really
seen
good.
any pictures. No,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, yeah, it looked very, the cockpit anyways. The gun wasn't quite painted or anything yet, but the cockpit looked like, just like from
So
the
they're going
movie.
to let you in it?
Yeah, you'll be able to get in it, walk
Oh,
around,
wow.
and this and that. I'm sure it'll be like a toured thing, or they'll have stuff
Yeah.
roped off. Sure, they don't want people
They'll
just...
wear it out quick because it'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
a lot of feet.
Exactly. I hope he's taking that into his
He should.
consideration when he's building it.
I also hope that he's offering like an advanced level platinum nerd package so that you can actually sit in the captain's chair.
Right. Take pictures.
That'd be awesome. And have a Chewie mask on hand.
Oh,
Probably bring your own.
yeah,
That'd be best.
I can. It'll be awesome.
Okay,
Pretty
well,
cool.
Millennium Falcon.
that is it for Nerd News. Let's take a little break, and then we're going to get into what's new in the universe.
Greetings, Legionnaires. This is Munch.
And this is Luis. We want to thank you, our listeners, for making us one of the top downloaded shows on this station by giving you...
$1 million.
No. By giving you our sincerest thanks.
Oh, yeah, that's much cheaper.
Don't forget to keep listening to our show every Sunday at 4 p.m.
And to download all our archives at biggestaltnetradio.com.
And don't forget to check us out on Facebook at the Geek Lounge and on Twitter at Geek_Lounge.
And transmission.
I want to know why I'm fine 1 minute and the next, my body aches so bad I can't move.
I want to know why my hair is falling out. I'm only 17.
I'm tired all the time. Now, this rash. I just want to know what's going on.
When you don't have the right answers, it may be time to ask your doctor the right question. Could I have lupus? For answers, for support, for hope, visit couldihavelupus.gov or call 1-800-994-9662. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office on Women's Health and the Ad Council.
Saturday nights from 7 to 10, it's The Chill Zone with your host, Randy M. Join Randy as he takes you through a journey of smooth electronic music and beyond. It's The Chill Zone with your host, Randy M. Every Saturday night from 7 to 10, only on VegasAllNetRadio.com.
Materialism. I've got to have it. This is the American way, baby.
This is the Kevin Jackson Show. Join me every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. for 1 hour of music, politics, entertainment, mayhem, and debauchery. It's the Kevin Jackson Show every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. on Vegas All Net Radio. Join us. It's the American way.
This is the American way.
Quick, what do these sounds have in common? These are the sounds of geography. Geography helps us understand connections between people and places. But our kids aren't getting enough of it. Half can't locate Japan or India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. So we created MyWonderfulWorld.org to give kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more. It's a wonderful world.
Hey, Luis, where are we going today?
Dude, I just heard about this great place called the Geek Lounge.
The Greek Lounge, but I'm not really into lamb or Slovaki.
No, man, not the Greek Lounge, the Geek Lounge.
The Geek Lounge, what's that?
Yeah, dude, it's your one-stop shop for talk about everything from movies, video games, comic books, TV shows, manga, and anime.
Wow, when does all this happen?
It's every Sunday at 4 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com.
Oh man, it's almost time. We better hurry.
You're right. Don't forget, that's the Geek Lounge, Sundays at 4 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com.
I have to say, really quick, this music always gives me chills. It is from Doctor Who, the 6th season, when we finally get to see the 11th Doctor. I'm sorry, geeking out right now. It's my show. I can do it. Awesome music. Anyways,
Go Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Go Doctor Who.
Yes, go Doctor Who.
Which Doctor Who? Which Who is on first right now?
The 11th Doctor.
I know.
Sorry. Put my sonic screwdriver away now.
Oh, I had a sonic screwdriver article.
Application? Oh, article?
Yeah.
Nice. So, first up, Natural Selection 2 is a PC game due out the 31st of October. It's a first-person shooter. Natural Selection 2 is a revamped version of Half-Life mod that will be available through Steam as a standalone purchase. The aliens kind of remind me a little bit of the aliens from StarCraft or the Zerg. But one of the really cool things is you can play as the alien, so it's not just, you're a Marine or you're some type of soldier, but you can actually be the little creatures or the big creatures or the flying ones and, play against humans.
Saw that trailer.
Yeah. It's mostly a multiplayer. It might have it's
a point and shoot.
Basically.
You're the guy or you're the
animal.
You're
either in the mech or you're the soldier or you're one of the alien guys running around biting people.
Can you jump around? How do you pick?
Well, I'm sure you probably pick at the beginning of the game. That's what I'd assume. If it's based off of Half-Life, then it's got to be kind of somewhat like Counter-Strike. In Counter-Strike, you pick at the beginning of the game.
Right.
And you can switch in the middle, but as soon as the match starts, it kills you when you switch.
Right.
So you have to wait for the game to restart.
Oh, okay.
So it looked pretty cool. It seemed pretty interesting. Assassin's Creed 3, which I know some people already have, but I believe its official release
that looks really good.
Is the 30th. Yes, it does.
Yeah. And I only played the first one.
And we still haven't beat it yet.
No.
We got to work on that, and then I already have a friend who's going to let me borrow the second one, and then in 3 months or so, when he gets bored with the third one, we can borrow that one from him.
I got so many games I'm playing. God, I can't.
I know, right?
So, I haven't finished Batman.
For those of you who don't know, which I don't know who out there doesn't, but Assassin's Creed 3 is the upcoming free roam roaming action-adventure game for PS3, PC, Xbox 360, and the Wii U that takes place both in the near future and in 1775 colonial America. So it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty
trailer
decent.
looks really good.
Yeah, the previews for it have looked pretty awesome.
Oh, I know, and they've been everywhere. Every time you go see a movie,
They're everywhere.
they're on TV. I think there's even some on radio.
I've been seeing them on the Science Channel, for God's sakes.
Yeah. See?
Sure.
So, next up, Dungeon Gate. This is a PC game. I believe this one's already released as well. There was no official release date except for October 2012. Dungeon Gate is an open-ended role-playing adventure game for the PC and Mac. It has an anime-style type of art to it, but it's very RPG, you know. If you ever played Kingdom Hearts, I think that's the closest thing I could associate it to, only, like I said, it's more, you know, Dungeon & Dragons-y, you know, fantasy.
Not like Dragon Questy?
No.
No?
A little bit more grittier, but still that anime style to it.
Okay.
So, but it looked pretty cool. It looked kind of fun. And lastly, I was pretty happy to see this. Medal of Honor Warfighter. Everyone thought Medal of Honor was out, I'm sure, because Call of Duty has just been lighting up the game consoles with Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that, Black Ops 2, Call of Duty fight zombies, Call of Duty sitting in my living room doing nothing and fighting zombies, or whatever they have.
Call of Duty Unmanned Warcraft.
Yeah, there you go. My favorite was always Medal of Honor. Unfortunately, they haven't had a whole lot of success since nobody really wants to play World War II games anymore, which I don't understand. I love fighting Nazis, but still a first-person shooter. It's only on Xbox 360, which is kind of a bummer because I prefer the PlayStation, but we have a 360, so that won't be a problem.
360.
It looks pretty cool, though. From
Xbox, a PS3,
a Wii, a Sega Master System, Atari.
Yeah, good grief.
We're not geeks at all.
I only held on to my Atari.
Yeah.
My sister asked me if I still had my N64, and I'm like, I don't think so.
Oh, we have that too. Right, that one. You don't have your N64 anymore? What happened?
I don't know. I think my ex-husband took it when he took half of my sword collection too.
Oh,
Rat bastard.
Exactly. That's not cool at all.
No, I was a bigger geek than he was. It was always a bone of contention between the two of us.
You couldn't quite live it down, huh?
No. No.
Oh, wow. Did you have you had a game or two, didn't you, Dad?
I had a couple of games, yeah. I mean, you already hit Assassin's Creed, Metal Gears, that comes out 2013. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looked really good.
I didn't play
the other ones.
The other ones, sorry, yeah.
No, but it's been a good franchise.
Yeah, once I get into a game like Oblivion or Skyrim, I tend to stay with that until I'm exhausted, and so that's where I've been.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, he hasn't really played anything since Skyrim came out.
You kidding me? I haven't bought a new game for myself since the original Fallout 3 came out in Game of the Year edition.
Wow.
So,
really?
yeah.
There you go.
Oh
So
my
you know
gosh.
you can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have, however, bought a lot of games for my kids. So, like, played a lot of Kirby Yarn Wars or whatever it is.
Kirby's awesome.
Kirby is awesome.
It's like probably the first game I ever played, actually.
Is that the little dragon?
No, that's
Spyro.
Oh, Spyro.
Kirby's
that's
the
right.
little pink dough ball thing.
Oh,
that
yeah,
eats
yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah,
Sucks
yeah.
up
And then
all
he
the stuff.
spits it out.
Yeah.
Turns
Okay,
himself
that's
into
right.
stuff.
I remember. I get them mixed up.
The
yeah.
first games.
I remember
we owned,
Spyro because you played that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never beat it because I couldn't get that last chest. It still upsets me.
Those Spyro games are surprisingly hard to beat. You
Aren't
can get
they?
all the way up to the final boss. That last boss is a real pain in the arse.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. So, what else did you have, Dad?
Well, you know, Marvel Avengers.
That one looked
That's
kind of cool.
Yeah.
More of a team-up game.
360 team-up game, yeah. It's, you know, but I'm not really, I don't
it's not
think
usually our thing.
No, it's not usually our thing. Pretty much the same stuff. Call of Duty Black Ops, that looks really good. Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
You already kind of
Badmouth that
dished
one.
it already, I know. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Just one person's opinion.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, Need for Speed was another one that I thought was pretty, you know.
Greatest racing franchise
Yeah.
ever.
Well, this is Need for Speed Criterion.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much the same thing from what I saw, but I guess when
way
you
better
get when you
graphics
find better graphics, and it looks like the cars are better, they lean better. It's just the whole, because the other one was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And so this one looks a lot better.
It's using more of the inherent physics AI that most of the systems
The only
have
thing
these
that's weird, though,
days.
is when you find a car and you trade cars, wherever you're at, you can kind of teleport back to your other car for some reason. I don't know why you would want to, but you basically go back to whatever car you want. It puts you.
I suppose it's probably because you have to. There are certain missions you have to do where you have to use certain cars, right? But what if you wanted, the old car you had?
I don't know why you teleport back. Why would you just drive back? Why wouldn't they make you drive back?
Because
Or have
it's-
a garage someplace?
Because it's a video game and it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, I guess that was.
It's the same reasoning behind if you're playing one of those massive role-playing games and you could walk for 400 years, or you could get on the map and just get there in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, when you're playing, Dark Age of Camelot, that makes sense. But when you're driving a car, it just doesn't seem to.
Depends on when the car is.
Yeah.
If we're in 2015, then they have teleporters by then.
In 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Have you seen that?
Optimist. Wow.
Have you seen the meme going around about how they only have 2 years to create the hovering skateboard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
I saw that. I thought that was funny.
That's going to be awesome.
Mattel better get working on that right now.
Right?
And there was another one that was the 1953 KGB Unleashed.
Oh, yeah.
That's a point-and-click shooter, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a shooter.
It looks like it's a point-and-click something.
It's a point-and-click. It's definitely more
the trailer
story-driven, but yeah, it looked really cool. Very plot-heavy. It came out earlier this year, but like I said, yeah, it's point-and-click.
June or July.
You've got to kind of find clues.
You don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't know how you got there. You don't know who you are. Nothing.
Yeah,
God, that sounds like Saturday morning for lunch.
Basically. With a great big Labrador Retriever spooning me.
Yeah.
I mean, it arm over me and her head like laying on my neck. I just woke up and was like, oh, okay, I'm going back to sleep now.
It's the day after.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the new 007.
And the new 007, which I hope is really good. I've heard some pretty good things about it.
Have you seen the Heineken commercial for it?
Yes.
That's so awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
You should Google it. It's a good one.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's kind of like a passing of the baton, sort of. It's really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. That's it for me for that.
Okay. Well, now to the meat and potatoes of the show. It's time for Firefly.
Yay.
Sue just had chills run down her back.
Well.
She's like, yes, Firefly.
Might have to change the seat out later.
Which, by the way, right now, the music in the background, the opening theme to Firefly, again, is one of the greatest songs. Most of the time when I watch stuff, like I'm watching Bones right now, I flip over the theme song. Or if I watch, I was watching Star Trek Next Generations. Once in a while, I'd listen to the theme, but most of the time, I skip over it. Firefly, every time I watch the series, there's no fast forward button. It is over the credits, okay, at the end. But during the beginning, no. This is such a great song.
It is a great song.
So this originally came out in 2000 to 2002?
2002, I think.
Oh, was it 2002? There you go. It was in production in 2000. Came out in 2002. Had 15 episodes. A lot of people have said it's an Indiana Jones meets Han Solo type of feel. I think the best description I heard was
kind of like a wagon train,
cowboy apocalypse,
spaceship. Yeah, after the Civil War type of spaceship. They're on the outskirts trying
to do their own thing and trying to be as free as they can.
Right.
The what they call the Central Planets has formed something called the Alliance. And basically rules everything, tells everyone what they can do and cannot do. I guess the backstory to it all is really that America and China have become the only two superpowers on Earth, and they merge to become the Alliance.
China?
I guess so.
Pretty much.
And that's why a lot of the characters, when they curse in Chinese, which was a very clever way of getting around the censors.
Yes, it was a very, very, very clever way.
Yes.
It's a whole lot better than that stupid frack.
I like frack. I use it all the time.
Frack.
Frack.
Everybody uses frack. People who don't even know where frack comes from use frack.
Yeah, of course.
It is true. Of
course. Fracking bastards.
So.
It was...
Felder carb.
Firefly has been repeatedly called the best science fiction show to ever air in this millennium, since the beginning of the millennium. And it had a huge following, and everyone is still very confused as to why it got canceled.
Fox executives.
Yeah.
Foxes are buttheads.
Exactly. Well, I think they don't like Josh
concept.
Whedon because
They keep canceling all of his shows.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He had hits with Angel and Buffy, and I think they got jealous that this one guy could produce better shows than what they were putting out.
Yeah.
Because they canceled Firefly, they canceled Dollhouse. What else did they cancel? I know they canceled another one of his shows.
I'd have to Google it real quick on my uber awesome phone.
I'm sure he's probably by now he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna mess with you guys anymore. I'm gonna go make movies.
Go straight to sci-fi. That's what he should do. I believe Sci-Fi has been begging him to do a show for them for a while.
Yeah, I believe it.
I would. I would.
For those of you who don't know, Josh Whedon is the man who directed and wrote the Avengers.
The New Avengers?
The New Avengers.
Yeah, the New Avengers, yeah.
Oh. I didn't know he wrote and directed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the reason why it is as awesome as it is. As I have said many times, and you could hear me anywhere when talking about Josh Whedon, Josh Whedon is a fan for fans. He puts in those tidbits, those things that, you know, executives and producers are probably like, oh, this is stupid, we don't need this in here. But all the fans go absolutely crazy, like Thanos at the end of the Avengers. Luis just about peed his pants and screamed like a little girl right next to me. I was worried we were going to get kicked out. It was awesome, though.
Yeah, it was.
So he is the original creator. Nathan Fillion is Captain Malcolm, who fought alongside Zoe, who was played by Gina Torres, and they fought in the rebellion against the Alliance, and they are known as the Browncoats. So anyone who is a fan of Firefly typically is referred to as a Browncoat, much like Doctor Who fans are referred to as Whovians, only instead of using the name, they just call themselves Browncoats.
Some browncoats even go so far as to get a brown coat. I've known a few.
I need to get a brown coat.
I think every brown coat should have a brown coat. I found a website not too long ago. It was all these nerds for Obama stuff, and one of them was brown coats for Obama. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. So, yeah, he almost single-handedly picked most of the cast. Alan Tudyk was Wash. Marina Baccarinian. I hope I pronounced that. Baccarin. It was Inora. Adam Baldwin was Jane Cobb. He's probably one of my favorite characters. I love it.
He's in a lot of things. He was
on Chuck. He's on Law and Order SVU right now.
Anything he can get a part on, he's in.
Yeah.
Basically. But the weird thing is that he's never like the main character. He's always like this supporting character, which works for him. I mean, he really filled out a cast, but
play to your strengths.
Yeah, he does. He does very well.
It's just too bad that the series was only 15 episodes long. It was so great. It was
ridiculous.
The whole thing is beautiful. If you have the chance, it's all on Netflix. I recommend if you've not seen Firefly or you haven't finished Firefly. I can't see how you would start and not finish, but
just buy the Blu-ray DVD that comes out with all the extras.
Right.
Well, if you don't have the money, then it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
but if you have the money, trust me, you are not being steered wrong right now. It is amazing.
I've got it on DVD. I'm waiting for a weekend when I can just sit down and just introduce my son to Firefly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's great to watch the entire series and then watch the DVD Serenity afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, I saw the DVD first before I saw the series. I did not know what it was at first.
I saw Serenity first, and then I was like, this is great. This would make a great television show. And whatever nerd showed me, it was like, it was. I'm like,
was a show.
What?
Yeah, well, when you're only aired 11 shows, nobody knows because it died.
Yeah,
they showed it out of order. They promoted it as a comedy action. I mean, they did everything they can. They pretty much sabotaged that show. Fox did.
Really unfortunate.
They did everything they could.
You know what's a funny little tidbit, though, is the cast, when they were shooting, instead of going into the green room when they weren't needed, they preferred to go into Serenity's lounge room and wait there. The kitchen. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which tells you a lot about the set.
And and them just
Well, they've always maintained it. Every interview they do, when they do any sort of reunion interview, even if it's just 2 or 3 of them, not a whole cast reunion, they've always maintained that from the very get-go, they were like, they just clicked like a
right,
like a crew should.
Yeah,
they've always they maintain their friendships now. They they cross appear on each other's shows when they all have their own shows.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're just anytime you see them together, it's not like some of the other sci-fi shows when you get them all together, they're all stiff and it's like talking to a panel of judges.
Yeah.
I mean, them and Stargate are the only two casts that I've ever seen that click so
like
well.
That,
yeah.
That were truly friends, and I think even the Star Trek, it's taken them many years to kind of
become friendly.
And even then, I think only like a couple of them. I know, like I can never remember any of their names, but I know like Geordi is friends with. I had his name Q.
Q. Oh yeah, the guy who plays Q.
The guy who plays Q.
Yeah.
John Delancey, thank you.
Delancey,
LeVar Burton, that's Geordi. And
I never remember his name.
Damn it, Data. Brent Spiner. They're really good
friends.
But
and so is and
thank
so
you,
is not Michael Dorn. That's
Worf.
Make it so number one. Who's number one? Patrick? No, not Patrick Stewart.
No.
Patrick Stewart is the captain.
Stewart is
yeah,
the
everyone knows
captain.
him, and he hates everybody. So, who played number one? Jonathan Frakes.
Right.
Yes.
He's a fan. He and LeVar Burton are friends too.
Are they? See,
but none of the female actors are friends with anyone else from the show. You don't see them show up to these reunion cast interviews. It's usually Michael Dorn, Brent Spiner.
I know Beverly Crusher was at.
They were all here.
Oh, did they have the entire cast?
They were all there.
Yeah, they had a whole cast reunion.
They had the whole
that
cast
was
reunion was there. I mean, everybody was there. It was great.
But they got paid for that. It wasn't like showing up to Comic-Con and just doing something for free.
Which the Firefly crew, I think most of them, I don't think it was all of them, showed up to San Diego Comic-Con, and then a few of them showed up to New York Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And they all had a great time and talked about it and joked around and that.
They've been promoting their big reunion show that's coming up November 11th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a big reunion show on November 11th, and
is that going to be on Sci-Fi?
I believe it is on.
They're going to air it on Sci-Fi, and they're going to run the entire show.
Yep.
It is right.
They've been not Sci-Fi, but the Science Channel has been re-showing Firefly episodes for at least a year and a half now.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah, Science Channel. Science Channel is also going to re-air Fringe from beginning to end.
Oh, that'd be nice.
From beginning to current, I guess you could say.
I'll have to catch up on that because I've been watching the new season because I felt it was a good starting point to kind of jump into it, but I hadn't really seen the older stuff. I know
Fringe.
Yeah, I know you. I know you watched a lot of it.
Yeah, I've watched the whole thing.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
I think I missed the last episode last season. Yeah, but I'm pretty well caught up.
Yeah, basically now.
Brown Coats Unite is what it's going to be called. Let's see. I know it's on November 11th.
It's not on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's on the Science Channel.
Yeah. It's November 11th on the Science Channel. Brown Coats Unite.
Cool.
Very cool.
I'm going to have to set my DVR to record it because I'll be busy Sunday night.
It's all right. It'll still be good.
It will. Don't ruin it for me. La 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 la.
I promise I won't. What are some of your favorite episodes, or what is do you have a favorite episode from?
A favorite episode of Firefly?
'Cause I have a couple episodes I've written down that I know. I couldn't pick one. I actually wrote down 4.
I couldn't pick one. I like them all.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a favorite one.
No, I like.
When his ass is naked? When Captain Mal's ass is naked? That's just because you like Captain Mal. So the sound operator here is also a huge nerd.
Jamestown.
That's not the one where he's naked.
I remember
but
that.
Yes, that one. Yeah, that is actually first on my list is Jamestown. It's actually funny because that's the order I wrote them down is the order in the series that they take place. And I just as I read them I was like, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one too. And that one and the next one. So it's Jamestown, Out of Gas. I liked Out of Gas particularly because you get to see how most of the crew came to the ship, and it's very dramatic with Nathan Fillion. Like he really pulled that episode particularly together.
I don't know how you could pick one off 11 because I mean if there was 300, well then I could pick 2 or 3. But there's 11 of them. It's like I like all of them. I can't pick one.
Yeah,
and there's just certain things like Jamestown. I like the fact that you go to this town and everybody loves Jane. But Jane's kind of a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's with these guys and they're all friends and they're a family helping each other. But Jane really is a pretty bad person. He just goes for whoever pays him the most.
He's not a very nice
guy. To see him in this town and everyone wants him to be a hero and he doesn't want to be the hero. It was kind of cool to see that contrast in that character, as well as Ariel talking about Jane being a bad guy, almost sells out River. Actually, he does. He just doesn't get paid for it, and I like how Mal figures it out and puts him in the airlock.
Yeah,
and makes him admit to it.
Yeah,
and tells him, he's like, if I come for you, I won't be, I won't hit you in the back. You'll see me coming. I was like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the last one being War Stories, where Mal and Wash end up going off, and then they end up having to buy. They can only buy back one of the guys, and Wash comes back, and they're like, we have to go get him. We have to.
Yeah. Because it's awesome.
Exactly. It's just
because they love each other, man.
Another cool little tidbit, the DVD box set was sent up to the International Space Station. I thought that was pretty awesome. That's how cool Firefly is all the geeks got money together
to send
one up to the International Space Station. Yes.
Here, you damn Ruskies.
I think it's been sent to a couple other places, but that's the only one I could remember.
We need to broadcast it on Mars.
Yes, exactly.
Will.i.am's broadcasting music. Why not Firefly too?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Could you imagine if that was the first impression of an alien of the human race was Firefly?
Firefly.
They wouldn't mess with us ever.
Oh, God.
No, right? Like, oh, hold on. One little ship can do all this? Oof.
Whoa.
Better stay away from these guys.
Leave these boys alone.
Especially in Serenity when he comes out. He's like, they're on a collision course with us, sir. And it's like, fool's not even changing direction. Then all of a sudden, all the Reavers behind him, and he's like, fire! Somebody shoot!
Yeah. I like
awesome.
that.
The movie was great.
Yeah, I love the movie.
It's so sad that they can't bring it back, though.
Yeah.
I agree. They signed petitions, but
they've tried
they
so
just
hard.
Can't. The Fox will never let it go now.
Oh,
they know how much money can be made off of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
They'll hold it out of spite now because they know they screwed.
Well, that's all right. They're all running off making awesome shows. Nathan Fillion's got Castle, Summer Glau's on Alphas. So, for now.
Where's
she'll be back.
Gina Torres is in something. I just see.
Gina Torres is
I can't think of what it was, though. I know I saw it. I just can't think of what it was.
I got IMDb app.
They're all
on
in
my phone.
something. I mean, Baldwin was in Chuck. And
yeah, what's his name did... Oh, well, we're done.
All right, guys. Well, that's all the time we have for today. So, from the Geek Lounge, this is Munch, my dad, Tom.
Hi.
Sue.
Hi, and bye.
Hi, and bye.
And we will see you on the next one.